is Hiranet looking for the forehand. Instead, he opts for the dump in McClellan. McClellan, the hook out to Rainwater, and he's got a little bit of space on Spiva. Rainwater with the sky.
It's a good play there by Cranston to get open in that tiny little spot there to keep this stall count alive.
So Wiggins, 1-2 with Cranston, and up over the top. That's Wiggins easily into the end zone for the first score of the game. DC up 1-0. And they love those quick breaks. We see another huck. They're looking for Johnson, and there's two men there in Glazer. And Glazer's the one who's got position, but Johnson's the one who comes down with it with the left hand for the score and the break.
That was a phenomenal catch there in that tiny little space. There were three defenders. Schaffner had full faith in Johnson's ability to find the space here, prevent the first guy from getting up, and the trailing defenders never got up early enough or believed that Johnson was going up into that space. And they've taken a point to put Castine on for this offensive point as well.
That's a dangerous throw, but instead they cut it back to Pryal. Pryal, again, a difficult throw as far as level of difficulty, but DC current offense makes it look seamless. The disc does float and gives DC's defense plenty of time to set up.
And they've been sitting with two defenders back this whole time.
So now we're going to see an aerial matchup with Sickles, and Sickles pulls it down.
An incredible catch. It almost seemed like he went up and hung there and waited for Cranston to come from the inside. It's an interesting setup on DC's defensive part because they had their two defenders inside of the field compared to where these Philadelphia receivers were. So as you see Cranston try to recover to this, he's coming from the wrong side, and Sickles actually has the chance to get that if it's a perfect throw, which it almost had to be.
The turnover they needed. And Gibson, who had the turnover earlier, looked like he got the D.
Nifty little quick break there by Bayer to get it out to Sheridan.
And a dangerous throw, but Wiggins didn't have a head on it. To Rainwater easily in the end zone. They're just one throw away. Johnson's got to step on Esser. And Esser with Pillay out D.
It's good defense on his part. Schaffner should have seen that window getting smaller and smaller as we see Esser commit to getting the block here.
For Philadelphia, that's a long huck down to Baer. He doesn't have position on it, and that's another D by DC. You see it continues to float just a little bit longer. So Baer did have the read on it, but Bellinger, that's pure length, that's pure athleticism. Zach Callahan, you see Johnson's the man on the mark, but Sheridan able to break free. And this one here is pulled down by DC right on the goal line. Of course, anything within 20 yards of the end zone, you always go into vertical stack. And one of the things that you always want to teach a younger player is give heart. And there was a lot of heart on that defensive stop.
And here we get a look at that block from Sai. He just knew it was coming